Greetings, YouTube adventurer. My name is Germex and this game is Below Kryll. Today I'm going to show you the basics of the editor. First, we'll open the map, and then I'll find the last level I was edited on by using this little button down here. Here we go. Now, I've already did some setup on this level beforehand, painted in a bit of a background, and a friend of mine, while demonstrating shading using pixels, did that awesome little Link art there. Although we didn't have proper color for skin, so we're just waiting for the devs to add that in. She also did this nice little Navi, which is quite awesome, I have to say. Those little thought bubbles are little thoughts that your ninja will have if he passes over them. So you can place them anywhere in the environment, and it'll allow your ninja to have a little bit more character. So let me show you what happens when you drop down through these. And there you go. And there's a sign down here explaining all about Navi's annoying thought bubbles. Now this video is going to jump all over the place a little bit because the editor teleports you around when you're using it, so there's not really much I can do. My apologies. Let's just get to the meat and the bones. This is a sign. They tell you things. You can inspect objects in the editor to get a better understanding of its uses. Now I'll put a little log trap in here just to demonstrate some very rudimentary obstacles you might have to overcome. The vines are the paths on which the logs will follow. So what happens is you set a little situation up like that, and you edit it using the control button, which brings up your magnifying glass. I'm going to change the settings over here. I'm going to make it always going. There we go. So now, if I walk underneath it, I get splat. Not very wonderful for myself, not very wonderful for others. Let's put a sign here to warn people that these things are dangerous. Here we go. And there we are. Now, let's create ourselves another little problem to overcome. But when you have traps, it's nice to place a little spawn point there. So there you go. That's a bonsai tree. Put a little thought on that just to give a little bit more character to someone else who's exploring the level. There we go. Now when you pass over that, you'll get this little thought. And there you go. And you can respawn all you like. Deaths are free. Hooray! Ouch. Now about that obstacle I was going to make. Let's just remove some of the floor here. I'm just going to grab my brush and we'll just whisk away some of that. Now let me see. Yep, it works. Yep, can't jump over. Alright, now I'm going to need to create a scenario that will allow me to cross this gap. So I'll take some of this vine, connect it right there, make a situation where I can create a log that will pop out and extend that ledge. So there we go, everything's all in place. Put a little sign to well, actually, you know what? I don't think I need a sign. I think I need... No. I definitely need an NPC. Yeah, I definitely need an NPC. This won't work. Okay. Let me go get the NPC for a second. There we go. Alright, old man. We'll call you Bridgie. Yes. Very creative. Alright, Bridgie, I'll write you some words. And you just pick what kind of expression you want them to have. You write the piece of dialogue in there, typos included, and then you respond with your ninja. Nothing to it. We'll skip past that right quick and get right back into it by setting up the triggers. Now, for the bridge to move and activate, I'm going to want it to be tied to the NPC. So first of all, I switch that on there so it'll move. Then I make one of the triggers on the NPC to be the same as the log, and that means whenever I talk to the NPC, it's going to activate that trigger. But I want that to be the quest finisher. I want there to be 2 lines of dialogue. So you make a trigger that will cause the NPC to immediately think that the quest is done. There's no real quest. Just talk to me, and then I'll talk to you again and activate whatever it is you want me to activate. So that's exactly what I've done right here. I left the bridge off, didn't I? Yeah, you did, old man. How will I get across? I could always turn it back on. Well, I'm waiting. I forgot how. You have to talk to the guy again. It isn't as easy as it looks, you know. I don't know, it looks pretty easy. I see these things moving on themselves all the time. I think there's something seriously wrong with him. You have unpaid late fees. I'll activate the bridge so you can pay. And there we go. Now I'll just fail at this. And fail again. Come on. This time I'll just walk right off. There we go. Excellent. It's all a matter of time. Now on to step 3. Let's see. Today I'll demonstrate barrels. So we create a little section that's going to be the room we're going to have to solve. I make a little pit here in the floor. So one thing to know about barrels is that they can fall from a height of 1 space without breaking. But if they fall 2 spaces, they will break. Alright, so you want to be really careful with barrel puzzles because barrels, when they break, you can't unbreak them and therefore you may have to restart the entire level. Which can be, you know, really frustrating for a lot of people, especially if the level's long and arduous. So, when you use these types of puzzles, you're going to want to create scenarios where it's not overly difficult. Or if you are very sadistic and you like frustrating people, then you can make very frustrating barrel puzzles. But I'm not one of those people. This one here should be fairly simple. When you drop a barrel on another barrel from a destructive height, they will both break. So I put this little sucker out here, and then I do this, and there we go. I've created a barrel puzzle. Yeah, I'll just put a little sign over here just to warn any suckers that, you know, might not know how troublesome these things can be. And there we go. Alrighty. Now we've got our barrel puzzle. Let's move on to the next part of the map we're going to create. Okay, yeah, that works. And now I'll just create another room directly below this. Here we go. And nice and even. And there's going to be my exit. Oh, I'll put a little trapdoor over there. Now we're going to combine everything we've done so far. We'll put the barrels over there. Then we'll probably get a log bridge here. Yeah, there we go. The log. Trim that up a bit. Make it right nice and neat. Sorry for my mumbling. And let's see. Let's throw this little sucker right on here. Excellent. And we're going to make it so that it activates once it's been triggered. Now I'll put another barrel to block that. There we go. That looks nice. Now we need an NPC. We'll make it the fat bald guy, and we'll call him. We'll call him George. All right, George. So George is going to. He's going to activate that like right on the first shot. You talk to him, and he's going to activate this. You name something simple that you can remember, so that you don't get the triggers all mixed up. There we go. Lovely. Okay, George, you've been linked. However, I want to do something else with George. I want to make George feel a little bit more special. So I'm going to put another barrel in here, unrelated to the others, and not really in the way. There we go, another barrel. Let's make sure I can get it out around and maneuver that barrel. And, yeah, that looks all right to me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little situation here that if you break the barrel that you don't have to break, you're getting a little bonus. I can't really think of what to call it. Yeah, we'll make it his lunch. All right. So George's lunch. We'll write some dialogue for George. And we'll make him start off pretty happy. All right, George, you're going to be a happy guy. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dee. All right. Now, we've got George's lunch, which will essentially cause a trigger. And then I make that the quest trigger for George, which means that his ending dialogue will only happen if you've blown up his barrel. Hey there, fella, have you seen my lunch? No, George. Could you activate that log so I can get through? Gee, you know, I swear my lunch was around here somewhere. Oh well, flips the leather. And there goes his lunch. Hey, George. George, I found your lunch. Oh, thank goodness, I was starting to waste away. Well, it's a little splintery, but yeah, it should still be edible. And that's it for today, folks. Stay tuned for next week.